Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Office Hours. I'm getting my voice warmed up for a very active day here in Las Vegas. We'll be filming season 6 of Office Hours, the streaming show on Apple TV and Reach TV at the airports and hotel rooms as well. I'm joined by one of my co-hosts of Office Hours, not only digital in episode 604, but also in the TV show, Blaine Bartlett. I call him the double B, BlaineBartlett.com. He's been my mentor for years. If you want to get to where you want to get to, you have to find someone that's already there and ask them for directions. And Blaine's that person for me. Blaine, thank you so much for waking up early before traveling to the Wynn and joining us for the filming of Office Hours today.
Hey, looking forward to seeing you. And I'm usually up about this hour anyway, so it's good to have something to do outside of meditate.
Me too. And I had to squeeze in the meditation for the show, but we're blessed to have another early riser. Cassandra Gucwa is here, and she, I was saying, is the midpoint between two of my homes. She's the founder and CEO of Menerva Digital. Welcome to Office Hours, Cassandra.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
Oh, the pleasure is all mine. So I want to get right into SEO, as Menerva Digital is the leader, especially in the enterprise space, in providing SEO services. And a lot of people have strayed away from, because of the social media side of things, how important SEO is and driving traffic and raising awareness, especially in the corporate or enterprise space. What are some of the things that you think have been lessened as far as the attention and awareness when we're talking about SEO services today? Not many people, everyone's worried about SEO.
And I think it cut out a little bit. Did you bring up AI with SEO?
No, I was just saying that the awareness of SEO today has dissipated comparatively to what people have focused in on ad spend.
Oh, that's a very good point. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, SEO has been around for quite some time. Some of the people on our team have been in the space for 20, 25 years. And I have to say that over those years, it has changed significantly. I mean, back in the day, it was all about putting keywords into the page. And over the years, it has developed and morphed and changed so much. So over the years, there's been a lot of local pack rankings that have impacted search results, where if someone searches a term that is a local keyword, a map would show up in search results, which would completely change the space, push listings down. SEO, I was in the SEO space before ads showed on top. So everyone was freaking out when they would start to see 4 ads on top of the organic listings within search results. Social has been really, really taking off recently. And everybody's asking about how that impacts SEO, which actually your social presence does positively impact your organic presence. So it's more about if you have a great engagement, if it's a positive engagement that will help your website rank higher in search results. And now with AI, it has completely changed the space. A lot of people are up in arms and wondering how this is going to impact us. But in the SEO space, even though we've seen so much change, our clients' organic traffic is continuing to grow. The keyword search volume, so those are the terms that people enter into a search result. So let's say you're like looking for black shoes on Google. Black shoes would be a keyword. So we've seen that keyword search volumes within organic search have always continued to rise. So even though users are on multiple different platforms, they're on search results, they're on social, they're on many other areas of their device, they're still using organic search. It's still continuing to grow. So even though we see more users active on different platforms, they're still using search. So we're not concerned with how things are changing. It just means that we have to do things differently. And in terms of paid media, that industry is totally evolving and changing as well. Ads continue to improve and methods continue to change. But that being said, we're still seeing organic traffic skyrocketing. We're still seeing keywords increase. So it's not like SEO is going away. It just means that people are more active in different areas.
You mentioned that, yeah, just a moment ago, that you're not concerned with how things are changing. And I'd be interested to unbundle that a little bit more, just in terms of how you stay in front of the change. As one of the premier SEO search providers on the, literally on the planet. I mean, you've got Levi's, Panasonic, Under Armour as clients. So they're going to be concerned about staying in front. I've got to assume here. So if you're not particularly concerned with the how are you keeping in front?
Yeah, that's a good point. So in the SEO space, Google, Yahoo, Bing actually does. So Google is one of the most popular search engines. About 91% of people are using Google versus others. And Google does not share their algorithm. They give you information, but they don't give you the algorithm. They don't show you the code. So yeah. So in the space, nobody knows the exact right answer. And the only way to know is to test and learn. So what we are doing is testing and learning. We have to look at, we have to take risks and look at our results after we take those risks. I mean, they're very well-informed risks, but when we do implement a change, we monitor how that impacts the performance of the website, whether it's on a daily basis or a weekly basis. And if it works, then we apply that to other websites. So luckily, we have really great relationships with our clients and they trust us to do these types of tests, but it is all about testing and learning. And in the space, there's a lot of survey data and test data. So we're able to do some of that research online. There's really great blogs such as Search Engine Journal and Search Engine Land, Moz, for example. And there's multiple people in the SEO space that are doing these tests and sharing that data. So we're able to do a little bit of research before, test and learn and apply it. So I would say that that's really how we stay ahead.
That's great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Just to finish up, one of the areas in SEO that a lot of people may not be aware of, but I am in sports and obviously in the corporate world, is reputation management. Because it's so easy to create content that is negative and not true, reputation management is equally important, especially in the sports world and the corporate world, as you have bigger companies that one individual can have such an incredible impact on. What are some of the things today that you do to optimize reputation management, not just to make sure that the news is there, but the correct news is there?
Yeah, that's always hard and a really big concern. I would say it's more about understanding where that negative reputation is and being present where that negative reputation is. So I'll give you an example. In my past experience, we had an issue where one of our clients, they were the biggest seller of solar panels. And there was a lot of negative reviews on various different areas. So there was negative Yelp reviews, there was negative YouTube videos, there was blogs. And what we found were that these pieces of content were very, very visible. There were a lot of YouTube views, and the company hired us to help with their reputation management. So what we understood was, how do we be there in the space? How do we respond to that information? How do we combat that? So what we did was, we first understood what is the issue and see if it is correct information or misinformation. And at that point, it was correct. We also wanted to be visible in that space. So let's say, for example, on Yelp, if there is negative reviews, what we would recommend to do is make sure that your profile and listing is updated, and promote your profile to your customers that are returning customers that want to speak positively about you and had a positive experience, and promote your Yelp profile so that you can get those people who've had a positive experience to review you so that they can be active in the space. You'd also want to respond to those reviews. So if someone sees a negative review, but the company responds to it, it's a much more positive response than if they did not respond to it. And when I say respond, it is always in a very positive way, in a professional way. Additionally, when it came to YouTube, we recommended for them to be more active on YouTube. So put together that video content, optimize it, and also reach out to that person who created that video and understand what their situation is, anything that you can do to help fix that situation. In this term, it was one of the videos that really ranked high was a man who had a really negative experience with solar panels. When they were installed, their tile on the roof was cracked. And so the company reached out to them and said, "I'm so sorry about this. We had no idea. And how can we fix that?" So on their comments within YouTube, they would contact the person and there would be, "This situation is resolved. This is what we did here, here, here." So at least you're visible in the space and you have a voice. And then additionally, once you are more visible in that space, over time, those negative videos and reviews will be pushed down. So the positive reviews and videos will be shown on top.
Very important. If you want the best in the business, they've been doing it for years. And if you want to elevate the awareness in the information epidermis, you have to have repetition, and it takes time in order to facilitate the test and go, the learning that's necessary in order to counteract all of the different types of things that impact and affect us, especially in SEO. But if you can dominate the top of the page, you can dominate your career, your industry, and your job every single time. That's the quantitative value of what Menerva Digital does. Reach out to them at minervadigital.com. Cassandra, we'd love to see you in person at one of our dinners. We're up at SoFi Stadium, where our studio is as well. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you soon.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. Another double B is here. I'm getting dominated.
Hey.
Brian Burke is here with Blaine Bartlett and I, Food First Travel, co-founder, excuse me, and chief executive officer of Food First Travel. Welcome, Brian Burke.
Thank you, and good morning, David and Blaine, and great to connect.
It is great to connect. I am so glad you're the first person to adhere to our dress code. Even Blaine and I don't listen to it. So we appreciate someone that takes the time. Our first impressions are the most important, and you've made it unbelievable first impression on Blaine and I, and the thousands of people here logged in. So you have recently launched Food First Travel. This is a members only luxury travel concierge for two of my favorite things, food and beverage. Now I have a quick question. You've limited it to only 100 people. Why?
So we want to really get to know our members. I know relationship capital is huge for you, and that's something that I want to be able to deliver, not only what services we can provide our membership community, but how we can help them grow their business and how they can help us grow ours. At this level, we are working with high net worth individuals. So it does take an extraordinary level of hospitality and detail that I've been involved in some other investments as well. And in the beginning stages of membership communities, when that first 100 or even really that first 50, it's a very different feel than when it grows beyond that and you start getting up to the 500 members. So we want to focus on 100 members, really get to know them and be more an extension of either their family office or working with younger families as well and being an extension of their family.
You know, I'm fascinated by the fact that you can put a community like this together. One of my partners at one time ran a Michelin restaurant in Germany, and the clientele was just fascinating to me. Yeah, and this goes back a whole bunch of years. He now has a couple of different restaurants that are not starred, but the idea of hospitality, food and beverage, sitting long, talking much, and having it done in an ambiance that is conducive to generating a completely unique experience, because the food is only part of that. So,
absolutely.
So they're embedded in this little soapbox thing here is, how are you curating the experience? The food and beverage is the lead on this, but what's the experience that you're actually after with the program?
Great question. So I always say that every food or every plate of food has a story, and our members really go and care about and travel to these locations for the story behind the food. Our origin story was when my wife and I went in 2018 to Ponzano and Chianti, a little Tuscan hilltop town, and we worked side by side with arguably the #1 butcher in the world, definitely in Italy, Dario Cecchini, who has had a family tradition that has been passed down from father to son for over 250 years. And when we sat at dinner that night, which we helped actually prepare, which is a little bit more of that experience, not just sitting down at the restaurant. But we noticed that everyone there traveled to Ponzano to have dinner in that space. And we sat at a very long table with like-minded individuals who made this meat pilgrimage from all over the world. And there was a connection there. And that was really the light bulb moment that my wife and I said, you know, we weren't sitting or we weren't at a landmark with hundreds of tourists. We were able to be completely immersed in the traditions and culture of a very small city. And those just happened to be, you know, front seats in the kitchen and at a table. So that was really the genesis of it, and experiencing how the food is prepared, everything from where it's being sourced till it hits your plate, is something that makes us unique and our members really appreciate.
Beautiful.
And a few things, Brian. So first, I always find it interesting, the other double B, Michelin. I always wonder if, we remember the Michelin stars their logo is a guy with a bunch of white tires surfing around him, and it's from a tire company. To think of someone of Blaine Bartlett's stature to describe the Michelin stars, and the tire guy is probably like, what the F is he talking about? But yet it gets to my point. You and I have circled in the same crowds, the high net wealth individuals that seek three things that I think are applicable to the food first travel membership. And it's one, experiential, which you described extraordinarily well. Business development, because they're in that membership is a very exclusive vibration or frequency or neighborhood that exists that creates a quantitative value to being a member beyond the experience. But there's a new value that wasn't around when you were with Thuzio and a variety of other companies that we participated in. And it's the post-production content. And those that understand that now we have a third quantitative value beyond experience, beyond the business development of flying private and all the other great things that high net wealth individuals, family offices get to do. But now we have this other distribution of post-production content where we can create a bigger community and share the experience and expand the business development. Is that already seen in the membership that you're creating with Food First? Because it seems like there's some extraordinary experiences, business development, and obviously content that can be created.
Absolutely. And full transparency, it is not my expertise, and it is something that we are looking to hire somebody full-time for. Right now, most of our content is being curated for our membership community and keeping that really private, as opposed to the masses on social media. But we would not be good business people if we did not recognize that food and travel are two of the top 5 liked and most engaged topics on social media. So we're definitely looking at that. Again, right now we're pretty new. We opened up membership this month. We already have our first few members through the door, and it's something we're going to definitely take seriously, because everyone loves, the good content that you can create with food and travel, and it lends itself very nicely to an entertainment space.
Well, Brian, you'll have to join me in New York City on May 13th, because I have a bunch of my family office high net wealth individuals that join these things. We're having a dinner, ironically, together, and would love to invite you. So I'll have our team reach out. We'd love to see you there and give a shout out there to raise the awareness to what I think is a super cool membership. And I know your history and successful journey, and we'd love to have you as part of our neighborhood and family. So Brian, thank you so much for joining us. Check out Food First Travel. Is a unique membership limited to the very few that enjoy the highest level of travel and food and entertainment that is aligned with it as well. Co-founder, Chief Executive Officer of Food First Travel. Thank you, Brian Burke, for joining us.
Thank you both, and I absolutely appreciate that invitation, and that's actually what we do with cities all around the country. So absolutely look forward to connecting and meeting in person.
We'll have to partner up. I got tons of people that would be interested in attending as well. So please reach out. We'll have our team reach out. Thanks so much, Brian.
Awesome. Thank you. Have a great day, guys.
You bet. You too.
Thank you. All right. We're getting close to where you got to jump on a plane. And I know it's not easy to jump when you live in Woobie Island. There's planes, trains, and automobiles when you live out there in paradise. But speaking of going on our way with us, our next guest has come from afar. Narek Vardanyan is with us today, and he's not yet. Oh, not yet. Raluca is shaking her head no. And it could be the connectivity from Armenia. CE pre-launch, prelaunch.com. You can check them out if he doesn't join. But not to waste any time, Blaine Bartlett, we're going to takeaways today, because I know you've got to get going on trains, planes, and automobiles. I can't wait to give you a big hug. There's nobody better to do that with than my mentor, giving me directions on where I want to be. Not only me, but my entire company in the quantitative result. I mentioned one of my employees. I said, he goes, man, he's doing really well. I said, oh, you think so? I go, I was about to fire the kid, and you've turned him into my best employee. And there is no way I can thank you for that, as well as I'm sure he does every single day, as he's a fine executive in my company now. But Blaine, what's your takeaway for the day?
Interesting you talk about the work, relationship, and I find myself continuously kind of coming back to just the qualitative nature of relationships. All any organization is a collection of people in relationship. And I have a relationship with with my ranking, and so we look at the SEO scores, and the way that Yelp, if I get a bad Yelp review, how do I actually address that from a relationship perspective? I mean, Cassandra, because I can't affect the algorithm, but what I can do is affect the relationship. And that whole notion of attending to the relationship, I think, becomes very important when we look at the qualitative as well as the quantitative nature of how our life builds itself to what we hope to be a success down the road. So I'm just going to land on relationship and leverage that.
I really appreciate that, and my takeaway is relative to that, in the respect that those that are attracted to us, those that we resonate with, are who we will serve. And so we don't see the counterintuitive presence when people leave fake news. We don't see the counterintuitive intelligence when people believe the attacks. We don't see the counterintuitive intelligence of people believing, judgment. And so it's actually, to me, whether it be SEO or high level membership groups, right? So there's going to be people that are going to have separation, judgments, and conditions. They're not going to resonate with 100 snooty, bougie, rich people traveling the world, eating the Michelin restaurants and, all the bullshit that exists. But if it resonates with you, that's the crowd that you want to be with.
Yeah.
And there's a reason that all of those people have extreme wealth. They travel a lot. They go to the finest places. There is no separation that exists. It's just that those are the important things and the priorities things, those people. And if you want to be a part of that frequency, that neighborhood, then that may be a membership to join. Is it for everyone? No, or it would just be limited to 100 people. It wouldn't just be limited to 100 people. And so for me to understand that you are protected, voted, and loved by the people that don't resonate with you, because they're protecting you in your time, because if people believe them or resonate with them, they don't resonate with you, they're not going to bother you, nor are they going to take the time to learn about you or attack you or judge you or separate you. And
Exactly.
I see this all the time, people wasting so much time on people that are never going to be in their neighborhood, instead of finding your frequency, joining your community and neighborhood, serving that community and neighborhood. And it's one of the confusing and negative components of having such a big, total addressable community. You can imagine, when you curated a group of 100 before, 1 million people weren't aware of that. It was all through relationship capital. Today, it exposes you to people that just would never resonate with the Michelin stars, and yet the people that do are going to be attracted to it, and you're protected and promoted by those that aren't. And I want to make sure that people understand the benefit of understanding the protection that we get when we identify people that just don't like us, or don't like what we're doing, or don't resonate with what we're doing, or don't care about what we're doing. It's protecting, promoting, and loving you. I protect, promote, and love the incredible Blaine Bartlett. He's changed my life. He's changed my company. If you want him to change your life and change your company, all you got to do is email him. Then you don't have to worry about SEO, although you can Google him. BlaineBartlett.com. He will change your life and change your business. He's making possibilities into reality for me and my company. Let him do for yours. I adore you, my friend. I appreciate you flying in today. I'm glad you're feeling well. It was great to see you last week with my family, and have safe travels. We'll see you soon. Thank you.
You bet, buddy. You take care. I'm going to go grab an airplane.
All right, go grab one. Thank you so much. He's amazing. That's the double B that I like to see. BlaineBartlett.com. All right, everyone, let's go through our schedule with the Michelin peoples of the world. If you want to come and join us, we're going to be having a VIP dinner. We'll be in studio, Sirius XM Sirius Studio at the Wynn in the lobby, right by the buffet. You can't miss us. We'll be right there filming season 6, the second half, 6 episodes of Office Hours, streaming on Apple TV. So we'll be in Las Vegas today, tonight, and tomorrow. And then I'm off to Limitless in Salt Lake City. I get to see my friends and speak on stage with Jim Quick, David Goggins, I think Lewis House I saw on the list, and many, many more. Come and visit us. Limitless on Saturday at the Delta Center. Thousands of people joining a frequency, people that want to help each other and know people can help each other. Then we're back in Vegas for an investor dinner on Monday. Then we're at SoFi Stadium. Then I'm speaking to the Oregon Ducks. That's right, the football team and the alumni. 2 different activities going on there. Having a dinner in Eugene, Oregon, with the University of Oregon, home of Justin Herbert. Very excited. And over to New York, as I mentioned, to the other Double B, Brian Burke, will be there on the 13th as well. Then to Phoenix, the Founders Flow, and then Miami for Aspire. Tim Story and A-Rod and all the, I think Goggins is there again. So we'll be in Miami on the 17th. We are in 200 cities. These are just a few are committed to this year. Come and join at our meetups, our holding court. Come and join us for the Ask Me Anythings online, our free Friday training. Come and join us in our group on Monday, where you get one-on-one coaching and networking help. Come and join us at any of our speeches, at the VIP dinners. We're making ourselves available. I'm on a mission to empower over 1 billion people to be happy. All you got to do is email me, david@dmeltzer.com. Right there, david@dmeltzer.com. And if you can't keep up with all of that, if I mentioned the city and you want to be reminded, the greatest reminders are through our text community. I use it to know where I'm supposed to be. 949-298-2905. Come and text me. We will alert you on what cities we're in and come and join us. We appreciate you. Remember, most importantly, be more interested than interesting. Be kind to your future self and do good deeds. We'll see you later, everyone. Hopefully at the Win or at dinner tonight. Thanks.